I am going to read a chapter from The Truth of Neville Goddard, and this book is Be What You Wish. Okay, so let me start. I wish to ask each one of you listening to me today a question which must be close to the hearts of us all concerning truth. If a man known to you as a murderer broke into your home and asked the whereabouts of your mother, would you tell him where she was? Would you tell him the truth? Would you? I venture not. I hope not. In the most mystical of the Gospels, in the Gospel of St. John, we read. So he is talking about the Bible here. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Therein lies a challenge to us all. The truth shall make you free. If you told the truth concerning your mother, would you set her free? Again, in John, we read, sanctify them by the truth. If you gave your mother up to a murderer, would you sanctify her? What then is the truth of which the Bible so constantly speaks? The truth of the Bible is always coupled with love. The truth of the Bible is that spiritual realization of conscious love in God towards which the human soul evolves through all eternity. Truth is an ever increasing illumination. No one who seeks sincerely for truth needs fear the outcome for every raising erstwhile truth brings into view some larger truth which it has hidden. The truth seeker after truth is not a smug, critical, holier than you person. Rather, the true seeker after truth knows the words of Zechariah to be true. Speak you, every man, the truth to his neighbor, and let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor. The seeker after truth does not judge from appearances. He sees the good, the truth in all he observes. He knows that a true judgment need not conform to the external reality to which it relates. Never are we so blind to the truth as when we see things as they seem to be. Only pictures that idealize really depict the truth. It is never superior insight, but rather poor blindness that reads into the greatness of another some littleness with which it happens to be familiar. So if you read this example, so basically he's giving an example that if a murderer goes inside your home and he asks about your mother, and you know that Bible speaks about speak the truth and it will set you free. But here if you speak the truth of what it is, the way it is, then you are giving your mother to a person who is not safe to be with anyone, right? I do not want to use that name what I just said because words have power. But what I wanted to say is, then what is truth in the real sense? Truth is not what appears on the outer surface. Truth is what is actually the truth. So there are people who believe that I don't know if I would be able to do this, and they will term themselves that I do not know if I'm capable of doing a great task, or if I am capable of whatever, like how I spoke about yesterday, that my SPC thinks that he's not deserving of my love. This is the truth is he is surrounded by the external reality of himself, of maybe something which has happened before, and he has made conclusions about himself from those things. But he doesn't see the real truth of his soul, the soul which he was born into when he was born into his mother's womb. He was an innocent soul. He was a pure soul who came with good intentions, and that good intention is still there. But for him, the truth is the external reality, and maybe something which he did yesterday or day before yesterday or whatever it is, just an example, okay? And he is judging himself out of those truths. That's not the real thing, right? The real truth, it lies inside your soul. So for example, today, last night, I couldn't sleep properly. So what happened was, like, I got around, like, I tried to sleep 2 times and I got severe panic attacks. And I don't know why I was feeling that way. It's just that I saw my SP's face in front of my dream, and I just got a bit upset about us. And that maybe my nervous system was not regulated or something like that. But what I concluded is, I can do one thing. there are some missing tasks which I could not complete today at office, so I can sit and I can do that work and I can wind it up, and I can tell my manager, see, I have done these things and tomorrow I'm taking a leave because I'm not feeling well, so I want take one day off. So that's how I manage things. Now the truth is, my intentions were good. My intention was to complete the task beforehand so that I'm not overloaded next to next day about it. Or my intention is to actually help the department stay in perfect pace so that my absence does not affect their things, right? So the truth here is not about if I slept or if I did not sleep. The truth here is my intentions. So my intentions, so that's what I say, that if I tell it to my SP also, I tell it to many other people who think that they don't deserve something. So I tell them that it's your intentions which matters. It's your intention which matters, and if your intention is so good, so pure, then why are you judging yourself out of it? People make mistakes, people do things, people move ahead out of it, but that doesn't have to define the person you are, because that's an old identity which you left in the past, and this is the new identity which you want to be. And you just have to decide where you want to be this person, and that's how you are. You step into that version every day, and you be that, you embody that version every day, and that's how you appear it to be. There's no point of judging yourself. So if you know what I mean, I think I went into some other thing. Okay, so there's also a phrase in Bible which I wanted to say. So that is, though outwardly we are wasting away, but inwardly we are being renewed day by day. So what does that mean? Though outwardly we are wasting away, so there are certain situations wherein we feel like outwardly we are being we are being not so much in a good shape, but inwardly we are being renewed day by day. But these challenges which we are facing, that actually shapes us into the person we want to be. Okay, so that's the thing. So that's where even the Bible focuses on, that it's not the external reality which is the truth, it's the internal reality which is there within your soul. It's the truth. So when you wanted to become a doctor, for example, you always knew this truth, that inside your mind, that you wanted to become a doctor. That's the truth. But no matter what people said, what people gave opinions on, you always knew that you wanted to become a doctor, and one fine day you become a doctor despite all the odds and circumstances you had. So it's not the external reality, it's the reality which you create inside your mind. It's the narrative which you have inside your mind which is what matters. Okay, so we all know okay, so the seeker so here I told about the phrase here. So he knows that a true judgment need not conform to the external reality to which it relates. Never are we so blind to the truth as when we see things as they seem to be. Only pictures that idealize really depict the truth. It is never superior insight, but rather for blindness that reads into the greatness of another some littleness with which it appears to be familiar. We all know at least one petty gossip who not only imagines evil against his neighbor, but also insists upon spreading that evil far and wide. His cruel accusations are always accompanied by the statement, "It's a fact," or "I know it's the truth." How far from the truth he is. Even if it were the truth, as he knows the truth, it is better not to voice it, as a truth told with bad intent beats all the lies you can invent. So it's saying that, sometimes there are some neighbors, right, who gossip about other people. See, I saw this, I saw that, they're very bad people. They think, and they would go and spread that gossip saying, "I know this is the truth." But that is not the truth, right? The truth is the intentions which you carry, and you have bad intentions. I'm talking about the neighbor here, that this person has a bad intention about his neighbor. That's what he's spreading. So the bad intentions will multiply. But if I have a good intention, the good intentions will multiply. So in the external reality, it might be the gossip which is spreading, which is the truth, but it's not the truth, right? So that's what it is saying. It is asking you to go within and know your truth, okay? He seeks not truth so much as support for his own point of view. So what this neighbor is doing is he's just spreading his own point of view. By his prejudices, he opens a door by which his enemies enter and make their own the secret places of his heart. Let us seek sincerely for the truth as Robert Browning expresses it. Truth is within ourselves. It takes no rise. From outward things, whatever may believe, there is an immoral center in all of us where truth abides in fullness. The truth is that within us is governed by imaginative love. Knowing this great truth, we can no longer imagine evil against any neighbor. We will imagine the best of our neighbor. It is my belief that wherever man's attitude towards life is governed by imaginative love, there it is religious. There he worships, there he perceives the truth. Okay? Now, it's an intuitive desire of all mankind to be a finer, nobler being, to do the loving things. But we can do the loving things only when we imagine, only when all we imagine is full of love for our neighbor. Then we know the truth that sets all mankind free. I believe this is a message that will aid us in the art of living a better and finer life. Infinite love is an unthinkable origin was called God, the Father. Infinite love in creation expression was called God the Son. Infinite love in universal interpretation, in infinite eminence, and in eternal procession called God the Holy Ghost. So you might know, right, that it is Jesus, the God, and the Holy Ghost or the Holy Spirit, which is the Trinity. Like in Hindus, we have Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. Brahma means sun god, Vishnu means Narayan, and Maheshwar means Lord Shiva. So they are the Trinity, and their powers not coincided actually. Their powers united into be making the Shakti. Shakti means Parvati. So what does this mean? It means that, and also in Hindus it's said that the females have more power than the males, as in like a female creates a new life, right? Though the origin of the life comes from the man only, but the female is creating a life. She has immense power. Then a female is nourishing the man she loves, or yes, she nourishes the man she loves, right? So that's the power of a female. So that's what is even expressed in Hinduism. Anyway, I just diverted from the topic, but just saying. The original birthplace of imagination is in love. Love is its lifeblood. Insofar as imagination retains its own life's blood, its visions are images of truth. Then it mirrors the living identity of the thing it beholds. So it says that the original birthplace of imagination is in love. Why do you imagine things? Why did you imagine yourself to be a doctor? Because you wanted to do something noble. You love to be that person who helps others, right? So that's the imagination. And imagination is created through love. Why do you imagine a specific person sleeping beside you every day? Why? Because you love this person. So imagination arises from that love, right? Love is its lifeblood. Insofar as imagination retains its own lifeblood, its visions are images of truth. Then it mirrors the living identity of the thing it beholds. But if imagination should deny the more power that has brought it is to birth, then the direct sort of horror will begin. Instead of rendering back living images of the truth, imaginations will fly to love's opposite. Fear and its vision will then be perverted and converted and contorted reflections cast upon a screen of frightful fantasy. Basically, it's saying that when you don't use the power of imagination for good things, you create more horror and fear in your life. Okay, instead of being the supremely creating power, it will become the active agent of destruction. Whenever man's attitude to life is truly imaginative, there man and God are merged in a creative unity. Remember that love is always creative, causative in every sphere from the highest to the lowest. There never has existed thought, word or deed that was not caused by love or by its opposite, fear of some kind, even if it were only a desire of not worthy aim. Love and fear are the mainspring of your mental machinery. Everything is a thought before it becomes a thing. I suggest the pursuit of a high ideal to make a fact of being become a fact of consciousness, and to do this by training the imagination is to realize that the only atmosphere in which we truly live and move and have our being is infinite love. God is love. Love never fails. Infinite creative spirit is love, the urge that caused infinite unconditioned consciousness to condition itself into millions of sensitive forms is love. So you see, Jesus came into this earth to teach love. He took upon every person's every problem, every mistakes they made, and he said that I come here to me, follow me, Follow the principles I say to you, and I will heal your life. He didn't judge someone that somebody robbed. He didn't judge someone that somebody, this person was an adulterer. He didn't judge someone that somebody murdered their brother. So, all these kinds of activities which you see, everybody, if you read the Bible, you will see that every person did some mistake. But God did not judge anyone. He taught people to love each other. So, He is a definition of love actually. And it's the love which a person craves, when people do certain things. And like for example, somebody robbed somebody's home. Can you understand why? What is the psyche behind that? Why is this person doing this? Because somewhere he's missing on a lot of things. And missing on a lot of things means maybe he doesn't have material possessions. He doesn't have food to eat in his plate. He doesn't have a shelter to stay in. So what he does is he goes and robs someone so that he can just live his life at least to a certain extent of love, wherein he feels safe and loved. So that's the psyche. So what does he need? Does he need our hatred? No. He doesn't need our hatred. He needs our love. He needs our trust that he can be a better person, right? So every person, including me, like I might not have done something. I know my behavior sometimes has hurt people. So, like for example, when I get angry, I really get angry, and sometimes I cannot control my anger. Like I hurt people I do not want to hurt. So now if somebody here comes and judges me, okay, you have been angry, so I'm not going to keep any relations with you. Suppose somebody is putting a condition like this, what will happen to me? Would I be sane? Because I just want to be understood, I just want to be loved, I just want to be accepted, and I just want to be treated with love, so that I can control these demons inside of me, so that I feel, so that I become a better person. So that is what God is teaching all of us, that everybody of us does mistakes, but does that define what the kind of person we are? No. So why would you say that you don't deserve anything? So it applies for anyone. I am not just saying this for one person or the same category of people thinking the same thoughts. No, but every person has this thing that I'm not worthy of love, I'm not worthy of a blah blah blah, I'm not worthy of success, I'm not worthy of this job. Why would you feel this way? Why would you not be worthy of something? I have messed up so many interviews thinking I'm not worthy of the job opportunity, and then later on I found out, dude, I would have cracked it just like that. It's just this mere thinking of me that created these problems in the first place. So self-love is very important, and self-love means go to God, talk to Him, read the Bible, read the Gita, whatever you believe. Like I would still say that even if you are not a Christian, please read the Bible, because it's totally manifestation, metaphysics. You would understand what God is saying. He is just so loving person. You would really love it. Even if you're not a Christian, even if you're not a religious person, please go and read the Bible. It's really good. Okay. Now, our concept of ourselves determines the scenery of our lives. We are our own jailers. The prison doors that we thought closed are truly ajar, waiting for us to see the truth. Man ever surrounds himself with the true image of himself, said Emerson. Every spirit builds itself a house, and beyond its house a world, and beyond its world a heaven. Know that when the world exists for you, the phenomenon is perfect. What we are, that only we can see. All that Adam had, all that Caesar could, you have and can do. Adam called his house heaven and earth. Caesar called his house Rome. You perhaps call yours a cobbler's truth, or 100 acres of land, or a scholar's garret. Yet, line for line and point for point, your dominion is as great as theirs, though without such a fine names. Build, therefore, your own world, and as fast as you conform your life to the pure idea of your mind, that will unfold its great proportions. The truth is your secret inward reality, the cause, the meaning, the relation of your lives in all things. Let the truth carry us heavenwards, expanding our conceptions, increasing our understanding until we know the truth and made free. Basically, it says that whatever we think, we become that, and when we become that, we create more of those things which we think. So that's why it's very, very necessary to think good about ourselves, to think what we want, we want from our life. So that would be the message. So the truth shall set you free. That's what is written in Bible. But the truth is your inward truth, not the external reality which you see. That which you know to be true, that is true, not what is projected into this world through your fear, through your old limited thinking. That's not the truth. Okay, so that's about it.